What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge. It's Friday night. It's not a fun Friday night if you're a Sooner softball fan. Absolutely abysmal performance tonight. But I am going to say, and maybe you'll disagree, Jay, people need to stop with the not a national championship contending team. That is outrageous to say that.
Hey, here's the fact of the matter. Right now, this team is not swinging the bats very good at all, and they're not playing very good.
As long as you do when it matters, it's not going to matter.
Well, Jeremy, let me finish. Things are going to have to change if they want to win a national championship, though. Because
slightly, yes, slightly.
Go look at when they played the best teams in the Big 12. They haven't scored runs, Jeremy.
They need to get – oh, come off it, Jay. To say they haven't scored runs.
Come off it.
Jay, they won games last year 3-0, 3-1. Go look. They beat OSU 4-2 and 4-1 last year. Two of their games.
It's a combo of stuff. All I'm saying is that they can flip the switch, and they can. I promise you, there's not a team in college softball that wants to see them in a super regional in the World Series. They don't want to play them. I get it. But what I'm saying is they can win a natty. I agree. But things have got to start getting. Got to start clicking, man.
They're still the favorite. They're still the favorite to win a natty. And in my opinion, Jay, 7 seniors who have won 3 natties didn't forget how to hit the softball. Okay,
hey,
that's all I'm going to say.
Poncho, listen. I said it when they put Dill in. Dill to me is not a relief pitcher. She's a starting pitcher. Go look at her numbers when she comes in relief. It's not good, Jeremy.
Keeney pitched well.
What?
Keeney pitched well.
Maybe Keeney should have came in right away. I don't understand it. Dill's not a relief pitcher, my opinion.
I don't get pulling Kelly.
And Jeremy, you are correct. 2 for 14 with runners on base, I think. OSU tried to hand them that game tonight with all the walks and the errors. Oh, you couldn't get the bats going. Couldn't bring runners in, man.
It's a bad night, Jay. Do it when it matters. It won't matter.
Hey, Sooner fan. You're driving to Jonesboro. Where are you coming through Fayetteville area? Let me know if you're going through Fayetteville. I got a few places if you are.
Hey, and I'm going to say this, Jay. One reason. Hey, thanks, Poncho Jack. Thanks, Poncho Jack. Hope everything's okay for you and going on with you. Hey, Jay, one reason, I'm just going to flat out say it. One reason there's people who are so much more negative this year. Most people didn't even watch OU softball till postseason last year. Not many people watch the regular season games, okay?
Jeremy, I don't think there's a lot of people just flat out negative at OU softball.
You included.
Me? What? Me?
Postseason is when people started watching games, okay?
Why'd you say you included?
Hey, because I wanted to. Gary, it is funny how all these OU basketball fans are getting super pumped about High Point athlete.
Hey, that's
eyeball
a really
emojis.
Good get that's a good get. That's a good get for Porter.
Eyeball emojis for a High Point basketball player?
Jeremy, he chose OU over Auburn, and he grew up near Auburn. So that's a good get. Now, if you can go get the Seton Hall guy, that's a better get. But.
Granite guy said BS. I don't know if he's calling me out or what.
Hey. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying everybody did that in softball. I'm just saying there are some. And they do miss Jordy Ball way more than I thought we would too.
Yeah. They don't have that bulldog pitcher. They just don't. Yeah, that would be the best transfer player. I agree if they could land him, Kadari Richmond.
Jay,
yeah.
How stoked are you still about Dominique Williams?
Oh, I'm tickled pink, man, or tickled crimson. I'm excited, dude. I mean, what else can you say? I was trying to look at the roster today, trying to go through my head of who I think is going to be the starting in that defensive unit. And, well, let's just say they're loaded defensively. Loaded.
Hey, first off, I'm going to get upset.
Arlie is good, Germ.
Wait, first off, how do you get recruiting mojo back when you never had it? That's one thing.
Germ.
Second thing is, admit we're not good. What?
Jeremy, is OU as good this year?
Are you saying
Jeremy,
OU softball isn't good this year? That's ridiculous.
Jeremy,
they're probably gonna win a fourth natty.
Read the comment, dude. What does the comment say?
Just admit we aren't as good this year.
Thank you. You like to put words out that you don't want
we'll
to
see.
But
we'll see.
Jeremy,
win a fourth natty, I guess we'll say we are.
Jeremy, I got a question for you. Is this team better than last year?
No, that last year's team lost one game. It was the best team in the history of the sport.
Thank you. That's all I
mainly because of Jordy Ball and they had Grace Lyons. And
jeez.
Like, come on, guys. Hey, Sooner Cowboy, I agree. They're good. So you tell me right now, who's a national champion? How are you saying they're not a national championship contender?
I think what he's saying is that they got to start playing better.
I'm insane if I think the number 2 team in America is going to win a natty.
Hey, I think, listen, I'm not.
There's no shot, Jay. Admit it. There's no shot. They just can't.
Right now, are you picking them to win the national championship?
Yes, I'm picking a team that's won 3 straight to win the natty. Yes. I'm picking them to win a 4th straight. How many losses does Texas have right now?
They got one, same as OU, I believe.
Okay, let's stop then. Who's ranked number 1? Texas. I get it. OU's not playing well, Jay.
Yeah, and hey, they do have to start playing better. That's all there is to it.
You got to find it. You got to find it.
You got to find it. You got to get going. They haven't played good against the top teams. They haven't won against the top teams. And
Jocelyn Allo didn't even play in 2023. What was that comment?
I'm not sure.
Jocelyn Allo didn't play last year. 2022, yes, but they didn't miss her in 2023. They scored more runs.
Right now, I'm not 100% confident they're going to win this series against OSU.
Well, no, you got to hit the ball, Jay. You got to be able to shut the other team down.
By the way, if you don't win the series, there's a really good chance you're not going to host a super regional, which that would be devastating for Love's Field first year not to host a super regional.
I love you, Bomb. I'm with you. They're going to win another natty.
Now, let's drop a poll. Who in here thinks they will win a natty and who thinks they won't? I want to see how many we got.
And it's not just that. It's the people that are saying they don't have a chance. That is ridiculous.
I would agree with that, Germ. The ones that say there's no chance, that's
come off it.
That's ridiculous. Now, whether or not you're picking them to win the games or not, to win a natty, I get if you're not on board yet. But
now I'll also say this, Jay. That every team they play wants to dominate them. So there is that.
Always has been.
No, it's different. The parody's getting better, I think. I'm like Lee Corso, Marjorie. I don't get it right very often.
What do you think with this lineup here by Colin? Billy Bowman,
Bowen, Williams, Woody, Dolby, Stutzman, Lewis, Downs, Mitchell, Terry, Thomas.
Dominic Williams?
I would move Gentry out and put Des Malone in. That's one thing I would change.
You don't think Gentry's going to start?
Right now, I would take Des Malone.
Over Gentry Williams?
And I would probably go RSJ at safety.
Wait. Over Gentry Williams?
Yes, I would.
Why?
I like Des Malone better, Jay. I like
Gentry Williams was the best cornerback on the team last year.
He's not. He's never healthy, Jay.
If he's healthy,
I will say that Brandy Z right here, you are correct. They haven't been as productive with people on base, haven't been as good with that. I do think that can change because almost the entire roster in the lineup played the last 3 years. They didn't get worse.
Hey, is this fair to say? I think this is a great comment by Marjorie. OU softball has a chance, but this year I take the field.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I still take the defending national champs for 3 years in a row, but that's just me.
It is one of those things until you get beat in the playoff or postseason, you're the champion. So they do have that.
Yeah, and I find it hard to believe that PJ Adebawore doesn't start either.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of buzz about our Mason Thomas again. You have the 3 deep at D line is scary. We'll see. I mean, I think Woody is going to be interesting playing a little bit different position maybe. So that'll be interesting to see how they use him. I'm not ready to say it's coming to an end yet. Now, I will say this. I think next year is going to be you're losing a lot in softball. Losing a lot.
Jay, I mean, you can argue that the seniors haven't been great when it mattered.
We'll see what happens in the postseason.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, let me ask this. I want to ask Brandy Z something, Jason. Are you, if you can't flip a switch, which I agree, you're in a slump, there is no chance that the hitters just got worse. I agree with Uncle Charlie a little bit. I think they're just playing too tight. Loosen up.
I don't think they're playing tight, man.
I absolutely do. They're not playing as free. Look, Patty talked about how the expectations last year were just way burdensome on him. Now you got 4 straight. Could it be even harder, Jay?
Yeah, but here's the deal. I mean, I don't think it's that. I mean, this team last year, you'd look at the pressure. You could have said playing tight last year. The reality is this. You're not going to keep doing, I said it before the year, you're not going to keep doing what you did last year. It's impossible.
Are they bored?
A little bit. But there is some questions right now, I think, going into the postseason, the way they're playing. That's all I would say.
Are they a little bored? Maybe. I kind of like Bobby Redwine.
We'll see. We'll see.
Patty would say there's no chance that they are, but you're also dealing with young people who obviously read things. And I wanted to get with Gary's comment, Jay. What do you think? Is OU a top 3 defense with Williams? Top 3 in the SEC, 100%.
I think so, yeah.
100% top 3 in the SEC.
Yeah. Says either losing Super Regional or early exit in the World
To who?
Depends on what
region. They would have
region.
to lose 2 out of 3, though. That's the thing, guys. People are forgetting that.
They lost 2 out of 3 to Texas. They might lose 2 out of 3 to OSU.
Texas was the number 1 team. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they could. Now, we'll see. It sure would be nice to be able to host that, though. I'll say that.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe not. Love's Field hasn't been that kind to OU.
Oh, it was really good early on, Germ. They were putting up homer like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And that
Jeremy says swinging for the fences a little bit.
That could be it. They did a lot of flyouts today, didn't they? So.
Yeah, a lot of jam sandwiches, and I mean that's the way it is some nights.
Yeah, I agree with you, Baum. Unbelievable that we can say that in 3 years after Lincoln Riley left. I mean, that's what they got Brent Venables for, defense. Now they're getting recruiting, they're getting guys out of the portal. It's amazing. It's great to see, that's for sure. Now you got to see the product on the field, though.
Yes, if we don't make the playoff, that's a problem. And I agree, Maz. I think they're being a little too patient. Get up there and go swinging.
Yeah, what's up, Brianna? A lot of luck last year. They did have some luck. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that happened.
They also made that luck.
They didn't make their own luck. But, yeah, Haynes to commit May 7th. That's right.
Speed D is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's over. Speed D's over.
Who is Dalpost referring to of keeping a guy on the team?
Dalpost is not a Caden Helms fan, I think, is what he's.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what he's getting with.
Monty, that's what I think is going to happen.
It could happen. I'm not saying it can't, Jeremy. And the fact of the matter is this team can win a natty. Will they? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think they got to fix some things, but it could happen, yeah. The nuclear
Absolutely.
power line, baby. Yeah, now if Texas loses and OU wins the next two, OU's going to be Big 12 champions. But you got to have Texas lose to Texas Tech. I don't think that's happening.
Colin is dropping the three deep of the line here. Terry, Williams, Lole, Stone. I'd have Jackson in front of Sears. I don't know if this is in any particular order, but you got a lot of guys over 300. You got guys right at 300.
Hey, Sooner fan, I see what you're saying here, but he's not the only one. I mean, you could go look at guys like, go back and look at Willis and Jeremiah Hall. Now Kanik and Stutzman do it. They do a podcast. There's a lot of guys doing that. Daniel Austin Akumi has a YouTube channel. Michael Turk had one. I don't think you can say that for sure. That's part of the problem. I think the problem is he just hasn't been healthy.
Yeah. Jay, you got a trivia? Hit us with one.
Trivia. This might take a while, but before we get to trivia, check out fanstop.com. Go check them out. Look at this shirt. This is a shirt from May. Great looking shirt. Go check them out. Fanstop.com. Use code SURGE. You'll get 10% off your first 3 months. Okay, here we go. Trivia for tonight. Kenny Gajewski just picked up his third victory against Oklahoma, his former team. But tonight they lost. They won 6-3. This 6 runs is the most runs scored by an OSU softball team against OU since what year? And I'll just say this: you got to go back some.
They gonna be able to Google that one, Jay?
I don't know. We'll see.
Granite guy, I do think Grace Lyons has missed more than people are thinking.
No, you guys got to go way back. I'm telling you, not 1960. A little bit newer than that. I'll give you a hint. If they don't get it here in a minute, I'm going to give them a hint.
Give them a hint about the year, Jay.
A lot of people are saying 97, but according to Hunter, that's not correct. Here's a hint. It's the same year OU won a natty in football. I don't know if that'll give it away.
Well, it's not 2000.
It's not 2000.
Couple of things I want to talk about here, Jay.
Boom. 85. I think Bobby was the first one. No, Jimmy. Jimmy, I believe, is first. Yeah, 1985, OSU scored 6 runs. Hunter looked this up, went through a lot of stats, and I believe this is what he found, that 6 runs is the most runs scored in the OSU softball win from OSU since 1985. It's crazy.
Dalpus says Farouk catches crap for 2 fumbles. Helms never did anything but cash OU checks. Helms has been hurt, so it's kind of uncomparable on those 2 things. Mez says get a chance. Check out the Dusty interview today. I did not see that. Shined a light on Zach Alley and the liability Roof was for BV and OU.
Where is that at, the Dusty interview? Is that on a podcast or? Drop the
link.
I
don't know
where that's at. I'd like to watch that for sure.
Bobby says he was ahead of Jimmy on his end.
Well, Hunter will look it up on the replay and see. We'll figure it out, Bobby. Yeah,
Parker and Brandon.
OU insider, Mess said. All right, there we go.
Chuck says it was just okay.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to sit.
Time out, Dalpois. I haven't been sitting here saying Helms is playing, so I'm not going to sit here and talk about a guy who's probably 3rd string and not even going to play. Like I don't see Helms. Gentry Williams is a starter on the defense. You guys said, so I was bringing that up. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Until Caden Helms plays, I can't really say anything.
Hey, is Kendall Dolby going to start Cheetah?
Yes, he is.
You think?
I think he's the starting Cheetah.
Who starts at linebacker right now, other than Stutzman? Kip?
It's probably McKenzie or Lewis, Jay.
We'll see.
I think they still are high on Caden Helms because of his size. Brandon loves him some Brandon. I think he's talking about Brandon Drum, not
Brandon Germ.
Look, because
Dude,
I think they still think he's got some upside.
Granite guy says Lewis. You there, Germ?
Again, I'm still high on Kanak. I'm the only one, I think.
No. Heck no, Jeremy. I don't think that's happening. I really don't. I think we'll see in the fall where Kanak ends up. I mean, as far as depth-wise, and he may come out there and play a lot of snaps. I mean, who knows? I think it just remains to be seen. Right now, I think, like you said, Kip and Kobe are playing really well. We'll see, though.
Yeah. And again, this is going to turn into a Kanak bashing session, which I don't think it needs to.
Why is it going to turn into that?
I was just going to comment people changing positions. I don't want to change positions, guys.
No, I don't think you need to change either. Can you hear me?
Hey, now, Andrew. Yes, I can. Andrew, I'm going to say something here. Take that Friday night. Yeah, night. Absolutely did. Absolutely did. Okay?
You're a robot.
What's happening?
You're cutting out, Germ. Rejoin. Yeah, try to rejoin, Germ. I don't know what you were trying to argue about Andrew's comment, but you kind of cut out. JFest says Kanak will play and is better than McKenzie. We're going to find out. Germ's the robot. That's right, Bomb. Android. Man, you know what? Germ being a robot would kind of be cool every once in a while. I think it'd be pretty cool. Tyler says they're still one of the best at staying on top of recruiting. Everyone is wrong and mess up sometimes. I appreciate all the OU media, even if I don't agree with them. Am I talking like a robot too, guys, or was it just Jeremy? Because I feel like mine's normal. So we'll see. Bobby. Deshaun is the guy we haven't talked a whole lot about, and not a whole lot of people have, it seems like, recently. So I don't know where he's going to end up, how much he plays. Germ 3PO, I love that nickname. Okay, just Germ. That is a great nickname. The new nickname for Jeremy is Germ 3PO. You like that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Andrew Petty on here. Hey, congrats to OSU, Andrew. But to call, I know the hard feelings with Maxwell, comparing Maxwell to Kevin Durant, but I think this OU softball team still has a great chance to win it all. So
I did too. I will say this about OSU after that victory. I kind of thought they would be like really like over the top, dramatic, excited. They kind of took it like almost like they kind of expected they were going to go in there and win that game. Felt like
they had some big hits. They didn't play great defensively, and they still won the game.
They're a great team. They're number 4 in the nation. They're a good team.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
great guys.
Luka,
are you concerned at all about the Mav matchup?
I think you got to put Dort on Luka, and you got to put J. Will on Kyrie.
I was really hoping they would get the Clippers because
they played better against the Mavs than the Clippers regular season.
The guy that concerns me, well, there's 2 guys for the Mavs.
Gafford, you're going to say.
Gafford and Lively above the rim, man. They're really good.
Thunder will win that. Worst job ever hitting with 7 All-Americans. Yeah, I mean, 4 of them are hitting over 400, Robert. But you are right. They haven't hit in big moments, but 4 of them are hitting over 400. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I got to get to this with Teresa. Me and Hunter did a video, instant reaction, right after. And we talked about this, Teresa, that you are 100%, 1,000% exactly right on that comment. That is when the game was lost. OU gets all the momentum going in the bottom of first because 0-0 because they get that run pulled off the board on the replay. And they go to the bottom half of the inning, and they walk, get a run on a walk, whatever, and they had base load and went out and get 1 run total. And that, to me, changed the whole outcome of the game because they could have went up 3 or 4 to nothing right off the bat.
Colin says, fun questions of the day. What year and duo run for both 1,000-plus yards in one season? I mean, Mixon and Pirine did, right?
What about Thunder and Lightning? Gerald Moore and James Allen. How many
Did they both get 1,000? I don't know. I do not know, Jay. I know Mixon and Pirine. Sooner fan says 77, Pruitt and Billy.
I do think they've gotten by with some wins.
Chris Brown and DeMarco Murray, maybe.
Yeah, man. I do think they've gotten away with some this year. And last duo to run 1,000 yards both.
Man, wouldn't it have been Mixon, Pirine, Jay?
I don't know.
Who else would have been it with Kennedy Brooks?
I don't know if Mixon had 1,000 rushing.
Yeah, it was probably 1,000 all-purpose.
Probably Brown and Murray missed in. I think he might be right.
Are we missing a year? Are we missing? There it is, Jay.
Oh, trick question. Quarterback. That's a good one.
Maybe you should be asking the trivia questions, Colin. That's an elite
Colin.
trivia.
I like it a lot.
That is an elite question.
Yeah,
the next 2 games are national television for OU softball, just like this one was.
Yeah, hopefully the weather stays away tomorrow. It's going to rain.
Looks like it's mainly going to be raining in the morning.
Games at noon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true, Sooner fan. I had about 400 that game.
Yeah, I was not a big Jalen Hurts passing. I was much more of a running fan.
Were you surprised Brooks didn't stick around the NFL longer?
A tad.
I mean, he didn't do great as far as the combine because of his speed, but still.
Yeah.
That's true, Brandsy. They haven't played well in nationally televised games, I don't think.
No, but again, in the end, there's only one thing that matters, and it's the postseason. Nothing else matters.
Agreed. All right.
They've already done all this before.
But, Germ, you could pretty much say this is the postseason now because they needed to win all 3. It's kind of like a playoff situation.
Agreed.
So there's that part.
I don't think they have that go-to pitcher is the problem.
Well, they're not hitting the ball, Jeremy.
No, they're struggling. They're struggling hitting.
Okay, I mean.
Agreed. They're struggling right now. But they did not forget how to hit the ball, Jay.
I didn't say they forgot. I said they're not hitting the ball.
There are people acting like JT's not doing a good job or they're forgetting how to hit. That's not the case. They're struggling. I thought, look, anything that Patrick Beverly does is over the top, in my opinion.
Let me say this about the Beverly thing. I don't know about that situation, but the fact what he did after the game and the reporter, basically, I don't know if you saw that, but if you're not subscribed to my podcast, you can't ask me a question. That reporter's been around ESPN for years and covered so many great players. And I think that was a little ridiculous. But
yeah, and I think Kenneth's right. Let's wait till the tournament. 2 things are true, Jay. OU softball did not do well tonight. It was not good. It was not a good performance. No one's going to say it was a good performance. And on the same note, they can still win a 4th natty just like they wanted to before the year. So
I think they can. They just gotta get the bats going. I mean, you could get the bats going now, but Nolan says late to this, but OU will for sure
agreed
with regional with the OSU series. That's true. I'm just saying you have OSU and Texas will be ahead of you.
Now, if OU wins the next 2 games, OSU's not ahead of them.
What? No, I'm saying if OSU were to win the series.
If OSU wins the series, they'll be ahead of OU, yes. They'll be ranked ahead of OU.
Yeah. I mean, OU's got a lot playing in its favor. You got Lovefield, you got the 3 natties. So there is that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you don't want to risk it. You don't want to risk not being able to host a super regional. That's
Jay, does OU have 2,000-yard rushers this year?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go with one.
I agree. I think just one. Pays to have experience.
Hey,
I agree.
let me say this, though. Let me say this, Colin. And as much as I've been talking about the bats, and I've been talking about how they've been struggling at the plate, my concern going into the postseason is when you look at pitching-wise, okay, you got who's the pitching that you're going to be like, that's the one with the experience, with everything. It'd be May, right? The most World Series experience, but I don't know if that's one you can say, hey, she's just going to go out and dominate in the World Series. I just don't see that. So I think with that aspect of it, that to me is the concern. I think Maxwell's a really good pitcher, but in an elite game, big time game, I'd have to wait and see on that because I wouldn't say that I've seen it yet. She pitched good in the Texas series, but I'm talking about a game that's just going to be like, you have to have a game where you're going to shut a team out. Who's that going to be this year?
I think Jackson Arnold throws for 4,000. That's my number, 4,000.
I think they're going to start Deal tomorrow, Richard.
I think Deal gets a start, Richard. May on Sunday.
That's what I would guess.
Keeney pitched good in relief tonight. Maybe she's the reliever now. Because these starters are not good relievers.
Yeah.
And it is easier to score.
And Jeremy, that's kind of what May's had in her favor. Some of her starts is, not May, but Maxwell. They've gotten off the first inning and second inning, gotten off to a 3 or 4 run lead. I honestly think if they would have jumped 3 runs in that first inning, I think OU wins the game. I think Maxwell's out there a little more confident, and they win that game. Runs early mean a big deal in softball.
Maxwell struggled with control early, and Deal was not the same when relief.
She's not a relief pitcher. She's not. I don't know why they keep. I'm going to say this. I don't question Patty Gasso hardly ever. But what we talked about before the season with the 6-headed monster pitching, I don't think it's been handled that great. Personally, you're basically throwing 3 pitchers out there all the time.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. I think they could have used Monticelli and
Keeney came in as a really solid pitcher that's pitched a ton of innings. If you're going to put her as a relief pitcher, bring her in relief tonight, not Deal first. I would have just saved.
Yeah.
Deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not
Gary.
I am not a softball mastermind like Patty Gasso, so I'm not going to sit here and say I know what I'm doing.
Gary, I think they have Sawchuk as a 1,000-yard rusher, Arnold's 4,000-yard passer, top 3 defense in the SEC, and I'm going to add Deion Burks as a 1,000-yard receiver. So, yeah, and I think that gets you to the playoff for sure. Hey, Jay. I was going to I know we're getting ready to get off here, so I was going to thank everyone again for being on here as always. If you haven't checked out the postgame video Jane Hunter did, softball video, they did a postgame reaction video. Check that out. Also, please many of you liked last night's episode. Get on, like this. We appreciate all the support that you guys are giving us. I've got track regionals tomorrow. Praying the rain stays away. We can get that in. Jay, I know it's a busy weekend for you as well. Thanks for everyone for being on. We appreciate you guys so much. We'll catch you tomorrow. Boomer.
Sooner.